Hey, this is going to be an animated book review of the book Solving the Procrastination Puzzle by Timothy Pychyl. So what is procrastination? Procrastination is the voluntary delay of an intended action despite the knowledge that this action may harm our future individual goals. It is literally needless voluntary delay. Now the bad thing about procrastination is that research and studies show that people who self-report themselves ranking on procrastination high, they also self-report low on achievement. So they end up doing less. You may be one of these people. It's really easy to look back when we procrastinated and actually did well. In fact, we might actually cherish these memories because they can justify our future procrastination. But we should not do that. Procrastinating is bad. In fact, even when we are procrastinating, when we're putting off work and we're doing something else, when we're doing that something else, we actually have a feeling of guilt and other negative feelings about it. So why do we put it off? Timothy says that in reality, they are our goals and our lives we are putting off. So this doesn't make sense. In fact, psychologists have a word for it. It's called cognitive dissonance. We choose to procrastinate because we want the pleasure now and we seek immediate mood repair. And this is the puzzle. Why are we putting it off when we know that it will lead to our future goals? We seek immediate mood repair right now at the expense of long-term goals. In psychology, you learn that behaviors that are rewarded get repeated. So eventually, procrastination through reward becomes a habit. Now, one of the best excuses that procrastinators come up with is, well, I'll feel like it tomorrow. In fact, we actually feel good about making this proactive forecast that we're going to feel like it and we're actually going to do it tomorrow. But it's not always the case. In order to alleviate cognitive dissonance, we either need to do two things. We need to change our actions or our thoughts. And most of the time, we do stuff like downward counterfactuals, that is saying stuff like, it could have been worse. Or we distance ourselves, we make a denial of responsibility, it wasn't my fault, it was theirs. We may even distract ourselves. We focus on other things that aren't near as important. Sometimes we even change our beliefs altogether to match our actions. What we really should be doing is changing our behavior to match our beliefs. Another common excuse is, I work better under pressure. Now, I heard this excuse a lot in college. However, this isn't true. Through some studies, they have found that less time usually means more errors. A group of psychologists performed a study in which they asked people how they felt about a project on Monday. And those that were putting it off and said that they worked better on pressure, they asked them again on Friday when it was due. And those same people said that they wished that they had more time, and especially they never said, I'm doing great, I work great under pressure. So essentially, we are lying to ourselves. Timothy suggests this quote, just start it, which is much different than the Nike slogan, just do it. Because saying just do it is implying that you have to do the entire project at once. And this can be scary and off-putting. So instead, just start it. Most of the time, once a project is started, it's never as bad as what we think it is. In fact, once we finish a small portion of the project, this will generate positive emotions that will fuel our motivation and kickstart us to keep going. The author says that when you feel like procrastinating, take it as a mental cue to work on something for just 10 minutes. It's pretty easy to focus on something for 10 minutes, and hopefully you'll get into a state in which you don't want to stop, you want to keep working on it, because you realize that it isn't that hard. Also, once you get started, try to minimize distraction, because once you get started, it's really easy to get distracted if it's something that you're not wanting to do. Try to find your workplace where you work best. Now, for some people, this is finding a quiet space. For some people, they need loud noises or radio music in the background. The Procrastination Puzzle also talks a little bit about ego depletion and willpower, but there's some other books that specifically talk just about this, so I'm not going to go in depth about it. Basically, you need to be doing the most important and most creative tasks in the morning. Tim suggests making a pre-commitment. If something happens, then you will do something. It is basically preserving your willpower. It is making decisions in advance. If I get a notification on my phone, then I will turn my phone off. Tim says that making these actually helps. Also, try not to multitask. In fact, don't ever multitask. When you multitask, you're not actually focusing. You're not living your life to the fullest, Tim says. Imagine where this channel would be if I focused on this channel specifically for 10 hours a day, reading and creating videos. It takes me about 4 hours to make a 4-minute video. And if I did this for a year, I would have some amazing and super high quality content. I also want to say that this book was pretty short, and the author states that in the very beginning. He says he wants to make it short so that we don't have a reason to put it off, because usually larger projects, larger books to read, we put off because it's more daunting. Leave a comment below of what you might be procrastinating on right now watching this video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this book review and I hope you learned something. If you did, click the like button below and subscribe for more.